Ufuk, how are you?
Good morning.
How excited are you about this signing?
Yeah, look, we're very excited. I think when Jan was presented to us, we had a good look at him. We went back and forth a few times to make sure we're always getting the right player to come into the club. And look, the attributes that he has, I think we got pretty excited in the role that he'll play within the team.
What are those attributes for Phoenix fans and for us who don't know an awful lot about him? What kind of player is he?
Well, he's a player that plays as a number 10, so he can play in between the lines. He's a creative player. He actually looks very strong on the ball, can dribble and run at players and create opportunities and score goals. So that's an important role for us. And the way we set up, we play with 2 10s, and hopefully we can bring that to the park when he does play. So he's a very, very creative player, and hopefully we can get him on the park as soon as possible and get him running.
Do you anticipate he might feature this coming week against Melbourne City?
I think it might be a little bit too early for him in that sense. He's been doing some work back in Brazil. We had a program that we had given that he was following, but we need to get him into a team environment first before we can throw him in the deep end.
And with your allocation of import spots now, where does the priority lie with your remaining one?
The striker.
Does he have any mates? Could come over from Brazil with him, perhaps?
Don't worry, mate. We do our homework. We always try to think outside the box. I don't think we're lazy in our recruitment. We try to make sure we find the right players that fit into our system and fit into our culture at the club. And hopefully Jan's one of those, and we're currently pretty close to signing a striker as well, and hopefully in the next couple of days that will be sorted as well.
Great, thanks, Ufuk.
Thank you.
Have you been talking tales of playing football in Turkey since Jan's arrived?
No, I haven't had much chance with him. He's done a long flight from Brazil to get here, so yesterday he looked a little bit tired. We just made sure he got his rest and he woke up a little bit more fresh this morning. So we haven't had much chance of a chat, just a general chat.
Yeah, and I guess we saw him speaking through a translator. I guess is one thing talking to teammates and the coach behind the scenes versus talking to the media in a kind of official setting. How much English does he know? Is that going to be a potential issue? And is Bojidar going to have to be the full-time translator for the rest of the season?
No, he understands. He just doesn't feel confident to respond in English. So he understands when we do have a chat with him and talk to him. It's not like he doesn't understand. And look, football is quite universal anyway. So once he understands our language of what our expectation is tactically on the park as well, I think things will be easy. And he's pretty smart and pretty switched on, so he'll catch on very quickly.
Yeah, and I guess when you add another striker into the mix, you're going to have a lot of depth in attack this season. I guess there's no such thing as too many attacking players.
No, coaches will always want more players. The more players, the better it is. So for me, it's also important to have depth within the squad. It's also good to have good players that create competition within training. Every player will always feel that they need to go out and perform because they know there's another player behind them that will step in and do a job. So for me, that's very important within the team space to get players, performing at their best. So, and if you want to try to do well and try to win things, it's very important what comes off the bench at times to influence games.
Yeah, and have you managed to find another ALeague preseason game against another ALeague team? Did you have one of those this week?
Yes, we had one yesterday against Newcastle Jets.
How did that go? Have you got any kind of details on?
Look, preseason games for me, preseason games was more about getting load into players' legs. We've got a very important cup game against Melbourne City on Wednesday, so for us it was more so to get minutes into players' legs against Newcastle. Look, overall, it was a good performance, but like I said, it's still a preseason game, and teams are at certain levels at this stage of preseason.
Yeah, and the club's been posting some photos of the training while you've been over in Australia. There's a few faces there that I don't recognise. Have you brought over some more academy players, or are there kind of other players from Australia that are kind of joined in? What's the go there?
No, we've brought in some players to help us out with numbers in Australia. We played a game against Central Coast and Newcastle Jets. Yesterday we were supposed to do 3 times 45-minute game against them, but Newcastle Jets had a few illness and injuries, so we ended up just playing 90 minutes. So, we wanted to try to make sure we could get minutes into most players' legs, and that's why we needed a few players to make up the numbers.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions I had, so thanks for that.
Hey there, Ufuk. Just wondering, obviously you've lost a few goals with some of the players that went at the end of last season, and you've talked about Jan having the ability to, get forward and get some. How much are you hoping from him in terms of getting on the score sheet?
Oh, look, we brought him in because we believe he can do certain things on the field. I'm happy, if he contributes to the goal tally as well, but also contributes to, to assist in our strikers getting goals. So for us, look, everyone's got a role within the team. He'll have his role within the team as well. But like I said, the visa players for us are important. They need to influence the game and make good decisions that help the team move forward. So, there's no point of bringing a visa player in if they're not going to influence and win us games.
Obviously, we talked a bit about there's a bit of a language barrier, and although he's not, going to be the oldest player in the squad, you've got quite a young squad, obviously. Are you looking for someone with kind of his experience to possibly take any sort of a mentorship role with the younger guys, or will it just be focusing on the way he's playing, really?
Oh, look, he can settle in and focus on what he needs to do for himself. If he starts doing well for himself, that means he's doing well for the team. And look, we've got not a young group, but a good aged and a bunch of players that are still very experienced. So look, for me, I'd like him to settle in first, get his feet on the ground and get running, and then he can start to influence and help the younger players around him.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Sure, I think I'll wrap it up there. Thank you for that, Ufi.
No worries.
Thank you, everyone. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Cool. Cheers, Ufuk.
Bye-bye.